Warning. The following podcast is rated NC-17 for nonsense content and 17 dick jokes. This is Crudimentary Questions with your hosts, Sandy and Jill.
Hey, Sandy.
Hey, Jill.
Well, I have a
Welcome.
weird question.
You have a question, okay.
It's about ghosts.
Okay.
Do you believe in ghosts?
I do not believe in ghosts.
You don't?
I don't. And let me ask you the same question.
I do.
I knew it.
I really like the idea of, I mean, it scares me.
Yeah.
It also intrigues me.
I mean, it's intriguing for sure, but it's impossible.
Also, I like the idea of maybe I'll come back as a ghost and I'll, get to do some fun stuff,
Well, my understanding is that there are really no happy ghosts.
Yeah, they usually, the trope is that they have unfinished business or that they just want to keep people, they're very territorial.
Yeah.
Typically.
They're like cats.
And I'm like a cat. I think I would be a very good ghost.
I think that, perhaps that's why. That you
I'm
have
drawn
this
to
belief.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, if ghosts were a known fact, then I would be a representative for ghost rights.
Oh, you would lobby Congress?
I would be,
for ghost marriage?
An advocate.
An advocate for ghost marriage.
For ghost real estate, the ghosts that have passed on, but they still live in their house.
Yeah. You'd be like, I'm sorry, you got squatters' rights, man.
Squatters' rights for this ghost.
Ghost was here first. So you have to, it's like that. Okay, so Hugh Hefner, before he died, he sold the Playboy Mansion.
Ooh.
But one of the stipulations of whoever purchased it was that he got to still live there until he died.
Oh, he sold it before he died?
Yeah, he sold it before he died with the stipulation being that he gets to still live there these new people until he dies. And he did.
Wow. That's creepy.
Well, it's just that, that's sort of the situation of, having a ghost in the house. If you buy the house, it turns out there's a ghost there. It's like Hugh Hefner. You have to just let them stay. That's what you would.
I like how you're comparing Hugh Hefner, who has not died.
No, he has died.
I mean, he
Jill.
has died now, but before he just died.
Yeah.
As a ghost.
Yeah, he was bad. He was, a living ghost. He was pretty much. It's not like his dick worked anymore.
I think he was using some pills for that, right?
There's got to be a limit.
How does every conversation that we have lead to dicks? I don't understand this.
I think you understand it fully. They just make everything better.
Okay. Well, okay. So why don't you believe in ghosts?
There is no evidence to support it. There is probably almost always.
I've seen one.
You saw a ghost.
Yeah, I've seen two.
Okay. Did you actually see them? Or did you see, a shadow?
One of them was a shadow, but it was like a shadow ghost.
But it was like a scary shadow.
It was a man with a rifle, and he had a dog.
Have I heard this story
A ghost
before?
dog. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I was in my childhood bedroom. No, actually, I was in my sister's bedroom because I was scared, and I snuck into her room to sleep with her. That whole thing. And there was a light outside our window, the street light, and we're both under the covers, just seeing the street light shining in on the bedroom.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the shadow of a man with a hunting rifle and a dog walks across the bedroom. And I mean, it's probably 3 a.m. I don't know. I was 4. But remember very vividly, and we just start screaming.
Okay, so it was a shadow.
Yeah.
Is it
going across the room.
But is it possible that there was actually a shadow from the streetlight? And maybe there was. You're from Alabama. I mean, is it the most out of control thought that there's a guy with a rifle strolling around?
It's plausible, but I like the idea better that it was a ghost.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess because it'd be scarier.
It's scary.
A guy walking around your house with a rifle and a dog in the middle of the night.
Yeah. That was the thing. We were on a cul-de-sac. You know?
Yeah.
There was no reason for anyone to walk by our street lamp.
Well, yeah, that's why it's scary. Is that there's if this was a real person walking around with a gun and a dog in the middle of the night,
it's a good point.
where he doesn't belong.
Even if he's not a ghost, technically, that is terrifying.
Yeah, so I think
about.
maybe you decided in your 4-year-old brain that it was a ghost because that was less scary than the alternative, which was that
it was real murderer.
There's some strange man
with a dog.
Yeah, if he'd seen an opportunity. Sorry, this is very, very dark.
Oh,
I mean, I know we're talking about ghosts and everything, but I really don't want to like just talk about you being murdered when you're a child. That's not pleasant at all.
No, it's not. You're right. It was probably a hunter or something. Just got lost, or maybe I don't know.
Crazy person.
Or an insane asylum.
A serial killer.
Okay, well, I understand now that maybe ghost wasn't the most logical thought.
Well, and also just one other thing is that memory is not a super reliable thing to use as evidence, especially the memory of a child. Mm-hmm. Because we've talked about the whole that phenomenon that happened with the Berenstain Bears.
Now, I don't know if everyone is familiar with that.
Okay, so there was this book series when we were children, and I remember it very clearly as the Berenstain Bears, Stein.
They were Jewish.
I don't know, man.
Very much so.
I mean, they were bears. I don't know if bears can be of the tribe, but
Berenstein almost.
No, yeah. So it was like Berenstain. It'd been or Berenstein.
Berenstein.
It was I thought it was
I am with you. I lived in that parallel universe.
Yeah, but okay.
With you.
Apparently, everybody now is finding their old books, and it's Berenstain. Stein. So what I'm saying is there's no evidence that we split off into a parallel universe where there's and now we're in the one with Stain, but we started in the one with Steen. I'm just saying our memories are faulty.
Our memories are faulty. They have a word for that I will, once I stop thinking about it, remember.
You're gonna remember tomorrow morning.
I'm gonna remember at the end of this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I agree with you. I think that there is some faulty memories, but I also like to believe that the parallel universe exists. And we switched at one point. We both went through the wormhole.
Yeah.
Came out the other side, and now it wasn't Sinbad that was in a movie called Shazam. It's Shaquille O'Neal that was in a movie called Shazam.
Yes, and I'm from the parallel universe with Shaquille O'Neal.
And I also remember the Shaquille O'Neal movie. I guess I should be more specific. I remember a movie where Sinbad plays a genie. Very similar to
and there is no such
Shazam,
film.
And it was called Kazam.
I don't have that memory. You know what it is that Sinbad, this is a comedian from the 90s to all the, 24-year-olds listening, he wore genie-like pants. That's why. He had those big, baggy 90s pants.
That must be it. He's posted on Twitter several times saying, I've never
been in
played a genie.
Yeah.
Please stop asking me.
What a weird thing to have to deal with.
He looks...
No, I can picture it exactly, and I actually don't even know if it's real. But he's wearing these big baggy pants, but he'll also, because it was the 90s, he would wear a vest too. A little Aladdin-esque. So now it's not even a genie. We just mixed up Aladdin.
Oh, yeah, that's
with a genie, with Sinbad.
Right.
That's the thing. I can't trust your memory of that ghost because our brains.
But what about that moment at Debbie's house? Our friend Debbie.
Yes, our friend.
We babysat her house.
Our friends Debbie and her husband went on a vacation, and they had 2 dogs at the time, and they asked us to feed the dogs. And
they said we could stay over.
We were allowed to stay over. They had a full bar and everything, with the one condition that we not have a seance in their house. So I'd like you all to just take a moment and guess what happened next.
We totally had a seance.
We had a seance. We had a seance at their house. So Jill we didn't have a Ouija board. Mm-mm. So Jill made a Ouija board.
We didn't have the Ouija board made from Hasbro.
Yes. Which is not like really a thing. I mean, Hasbro invented that. That's not like a historic.
I don't think so.
So Jill made one out of a pizza box.
Yeah.
Just drew on it.
Drew the alphabet with the yes and the no. It's actually very easy to make one.
It is. It's incredibly easy. And then we didn't know what to use for that little pointer thing. And then I found a funnel in the kitchen.
And it was perfectly shaped to where it had even a little notch that would point to letters.
That could be our pointer.
You could put it upside down.
Yeah.
It had the perfect weight to it.
It really was.
It was really serendipitous because I don't have that object in my kitchen. Do you?
I don't know. I would say it would have to be buried, but yeah, like, and you know what? I think I asked Debbie at one point, like, what do we even use that for? And she was like, I don't even know why we have it. Ooh. Yeah, everything's.
We called on the spirits of the earth, the wind, and the sea.
No, it was very serious. Jill did like a prayer beforehand. Like,
I'm part Wicca.
Yeah,
Wiccan.
I think you had
No,
like a
I'm
real. What we had lit candles.
I've just seen The Craft way too many times.
I have also seen The Craft. I was not allowed to see The Craft, but I saw The Craft anyway.
It's so good. I love it.
For all the 24-year-olds out there, this is a movie about witches in high school.
I went through a goth phase only because of Fairuza Balk in that movie.
Yeah, I mean,
I just 90s goth phase.
I wasn't ever officially goth, but I definitely like had mostly black clothing for a while, and I still have mostly black clothing.
I am the fire and the air. Sorry, it's a song from the movie.
I don't remember. Okay. So anyway. This is the people involved in this seance are me, Jill, and Jill's husband. And it is, so, to preface, it's like, it was a Saturday night, and we'd been out drinking somewhere, and so we, get a cab to their house to, like, take care of the dogs, and with the intent of staying there, and of course, in our state, decide to have a seance. So everything's a little, like, heightened anyway. And so we start, and
we lit a bunch of candles, turned out all the lights.
Yeah, so
had our pizza box, makeshift
Ouija board. So we start, and I'd never done it before. I'd never used a Ouija board before because I have
a few times.
I was just raised to believe that like it's not ghosts or spirits, it's demons from hell.
And yeah, that's probably true.
Talking to you, and it's real, and they're very scary. And we always heard stories about how like, oh my God, we were talking to someone, and then the Ouija board just flew across the room by itself, and
then our friend got stabbed in the face.
Yeah, and it's like there's again with the like there's no like nobody ever has pictures or a video. Like nobody
the Loch Ness Monster.
Nobody has any evidence. It's just stories. It's just story. So anyway, this is our Ouija board story, which did not convince me in any way, shape, or form that ghosts are real. So we start, and the first time that thing moves, when it's just the three of us with our fingers on it, it's creepy. It's.
And then at one point, because you would not believe me when I kept saying, I'm not moving it, I'm not moving it, I'm not moving it.
Well, and yeah.
And so I took my hands off, and it moved still.
Well, okay, this is what happened.
It just had your hands.
Yeah, Jill's husband noped out, kind of fast because it started moving, and he was just like, no, we're not doing that. He's like, I can't. And he was watching, but he just like didn't want to be part of it. So now it's just me and Jill with our hands on the little funnel because we were getting answers like. This person with the spirit we were talking to.
It was a kid,
It was
right?
a child. We asked his age, and he was like 12.
I don't remember all the details.
I don't remember all the details, but he gave us a name. Like, it spelled out a name.
Spelled out a name, spelled out an age.
Like, and then...
How many... He died before the house was built?
Yeah, so it was like he was from the land, and where we were at the time... it used to be farms, like these big farms.
Said he died in a part.
Well, wait, don't wait.
Oh,
Sorry.
so sorry.
The big finish. Sorry, I'm talking too much
I'm interrupting
I'm
everything.
hogging the story. Well, because the thing that was just kind of amazing was that we were getting these answers, and it was just like names we'd never like his name was like Philip something. And it's like, not that I don't know anybody named Philip. Like, why would my hands go to this name? And the thing is, if it was just going to random letters that would just say nonsense, then I wouldn't really like have been impressed.
And I remember it being a weirder name than Philip. I remember it being kind of like, and I think it was more like, Phineas or something crazy that neither one of us would have any
a connection to.
It seemed like a colonial name.
Yeah, it was like an older sounding name. I wish we at some point wrote it all down, but this was several years ago.
Yeah, it's probably in the memory box that I have.
Yeah, but so we're going through it, and Jill's husband is no longer, it's just freaked out in the corner, and
he didn't want to do it to begin with.
Yeah, well, and I'm accusing Jill of moving, because I know I'm not moving it. Like, I don't know how to like convince you that I'm not moving it, but I know I'm not. But the thing is fucking moving, so I'm like, it's gotta be Jill, and Jill likes to play pranks and likes to joke around a lot, so I think she's fucking with me. And so she finally like has had enough of. I was accusing her the entire time of moving it. Finally, she takes her hands off. She like holds her hands up, and at that point, I had nothing but a pinky on this funnel that we were using as a pointer. And the question we had asked was, "How did you die?" And with just my pinky on this funnel, it spells out fire.
It's pretty amazing.
And I felt a wave of emotion just like roll over me. So powerful, and like tears just started like streaming down my face out of nowhere.
Do you remember all the candles going out at that point?
They did not go out.
I remember that.
I do not remember that.
That might have been.
I think that's maybe a memory embellishment. But I do know that I started.
Memory embellishment.
I do know that I did just start crying immediately, and then I said that I had had enough, and I didn't want to keep going.
That was, to me, really fun.
Yeah, it was very fun.
However, went to bed. I remember we all just freaked out, went to bed. You guys went outside and to kind of decompress.
Yeah.
And I went to the bedroom and just went to sleep.
Yeah.
And I remember having the most fitful dreams. Could have created this, just like you're saying.
Yeah.
However, the very good memory of me waking up and looking. They have this big dresser mirror right next to the bed. And maybe I was freaked out just waking up in a bedroom that I'm not familiar with.
Yeah.
Or maybe this actually happened.
Yeah.
But I look in the mirror and there's a dark, the smoke monster from Lost kind of entity above my head.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember screaming. And I remember going to the window and seeing you guys outside and just rapping on the window.
Yes, which terrified us, by the way. That was great. That was real nice.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. We were just already like kind of shaken up, and then all bang, 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 bang.
And I gathered all of our shit and I said, we're leaving.
Yeah. We are not. Yeah, you were like, we are not staying the night.
We're freaking leaving.
Yeah, so we took off.
The best part was what happened after.
What happened after was that. So did we tell them right away that we?
Oh no, we said while we were doing it. We said it was happening.
We were like sending texts to them?
I texted Debbie and I go, oh, hey, so remember that thing you told us
not to do in your house? We're totally doing it.
She goes, stop! Don't do it! Stop it! I said, oh, you're egging me on right now. Oh
yeah, God, it's the worst. Yeah, so over the course of the next week, they were sitting in their like living room, and they had one of those they had like a glass door that goes in front of their like wooden front door.
It's called not the screen door.
Not the screen
it's
door.
A glass screen door.
It's like a pre-door.
Why is that? I guess it's for bugs.
Maybe it's
Leather?
just safer. I mean, just 2 layers.
I don't know what that door is. It's very 90s to me.
Yeah. Does like find us on Twitter and tell us what that is called?
What is that door?
Is there like a house builder or a contractor that can, or some person who works at the Home Depot? What is the name of that?
What is the name of? It's a screen door.
It's not a screen door because it's not a screen.
Glass screen door.
It's no such thing as a glass screen door unless the screen is made of glass.
I really like pre-door.
Yeah, it's a pre-door.
Pre-door is my favorite.
Yeah, it's
it's the door before the door.
It's the door before the door.
It's the before door.
Chill.
I should have been I don't know.
A namer of
A Don
doors?
Draper. I should have been a Don Draper.
In the 60s, you gotta try the before door.
I should cheat on my wife more.
Yeah. It's a good plan.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
So the before door, which is the glass door in front of the wooden door.
Yes.
They'd opened up the wooden door, like letting the air in or whatever, and so the before door is shut, and it just shatters out of nowhere. Just nothing hit it.
No one's mowing the lawn
No
and a
one's mowing
rock moves or none of that. Just shatters.
It just goes
They're
away.
just watching TV and they hear this.
Yeah, and the dog freaked the fuck out. And,
Yeah, because it was
And,
a ghost.
and then the other thing was that they
washed the funnel.
the
in the
funnel that we
dishwasher.
used as the pointer, they put in the dishwasher to wash, with all the other dishes, and then the dishwasher broke. We are bad friends.
Yeah.
We're like super bad friends.
Sorry, Debbie.
Yeah, we love her so much.
We love you.
I think we're a little more considerate now.
Well, okay, so after that experience, why do you still not believe in ghosts?
Because there's an explanation for all of it. The dishwasher just broke.
Okay.
That doesn't mean a ghost
How
did
did
it.
the door smash?
I don't know how the door
the
shattered.
before door.
But I also know I don't know how the before door shattered, but I also know that windshields will just crack on cars. Like there's weird pressure stuff. Like I don't completely understand it all, but I mean I just there's got to be a logical explanation. Or an explanation that makes more sense.
What about the funnel moving without me?
I have to believe
And spelled out fire with
that
your pinky.
that I did it.
You did it.
Yeah.
Because you wanted it to happen? Was this a social thing?
Maybe you're. That's a really good question. Like was I feeling like
You wanted to
subconsciously
contribute to the
yeah.
fun?
Was I subconsciously feeling socially pressured?
Or was it Phineas?
I don't think it was Phineas. And didn't we Google all the names that we got to try to figure out if we?
Yeah, well.
And there's nothing.
From whatever. I feel like it was the early or the late 1800s.
It was
early 1800s. I don't remember.
It was 1800s. So it was stuff like we live in Nashville. We can say that, right?
Yeah.
And I mean Nashville was definitely a city.
Don't stalk us. Or no, do.
Just on social media though.
Okay, yeah.
Just Twitter stuff.
I'm cool with that. Just don't put out our home addresses.
Yeah. And maybe no dick pics. Unless we ask for them. We might ask for them one day.
If you send us can you send dick pics on Twitter? I don't know how Twitter works.
I don't either.
Good thing we have. Well, we're both going into this endeavor together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We have each other.
Yeah.
But can you send dick pics on Twitter?
I don't know, but I do know that there are porn stars have Twitter accounts, and so do porn production companies. And I think this is what happened.
Do you have to sign up to be 18 or older to see their?
I think you are supposed to be 18 to be on Twitter. But I do know that I believe it was on Memorial Day or Labor Day. It was one of those.
Weird, because Twitter seems to me to be such a juvenile, adolescent thing.
That's just because people are assholes. Not because they're actually 12 years old. It's because Donald Trump is a horrible, horrible person with no impulse control.
Okay.
Is why you think about you know what I mean?
He does act like a 14-year-old.
I'd say 12.
12?
I'm not gonna give him those extra years of maturity.
Well, no, but I think he definitely is a teenager going through puberty.
But I feel like when you're 14, at least by the time
This
you're
is when
14,
you're at your wildest, and you're
Well,
most
no.
primal.
when you're 14, you at least are probably self-conscious about probably at least worried that you might look stupid. And I mean, he obviously can't handle being criticized or made fun of, but
That's true.
also don't think he doesn't seem that concerned about looking stupid because he just looks stupid all the time.
I don't think he has any self-awareness.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying, because I feel like self-awareness comes with those 2 extra years, between 12 to 14. At least
trying to
14-year-olds
remember.
probably self-aware.
Well, that's another subject.
Yeah, it's a
I
tangent.
remember the crossover from 12 to 14 was 13, and 13 was horrible. But we'll talk about it.
We'll talk.
We're going to talk about that later.
We're going to have a puberty episode at some point.
Oh, absolutely.
But anyway, so I would say, yeah, I felt like I didn't believe in ghosts after that because there had to be a logical explanation for all of that.
Okay.
But you found your belief in ghosts solidified.
Well, I just found it more of a kind of a hope that there is, I like the idea of there being a spectral universe. Where there are ghosts and they're hanging out, and, the idea of my deceased relatives kind of just watching me.
Yeah.
Maybe not on the toilet necessarily, but watching me.
Yeah.
Maybe that's more angel, though, isn't it?
Grandmom. I don't want grandmom thinking like, honey, you need to eat more vegetables.
I guess angel and ghost kind of sometimes coincide with me, but I think a lot of times more, because of horror movies, ghost and demon. So is a ghost an angel or is a ghost a demon?
Well, I mean, if you wanted to get into, we don't know if we have
We
time.
do not have time.
Okay, but like
That could be our
theologically
internet
speaking, it's
question.
completely different. Yeah.
Could be our internet question.
I actually really kind of admire this, like, about you. It's like you're very optimistic about like the world of ghosts, you know?
Yeah, I am. I want to believe that they're just here to, April Fool's Day us.
Yeah, you like the pranks. You like fucking with it a little bit.
Because they're so fucking bored,
Yeah.
They're in that, wraith dimension or whatever.
I know nothing of the Wraith dimension.
They're in that wraith dimension, with Frodo and the ring and shit.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sorry. I just finished binge watching Lord of the Rings. That's why I brought that up.
Yeah, it's fine. And I've had my own experience, too, with something being, Jill just set a glass of water down really hard on the table that holds the microphone.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I know that was the ghost.
Oh,
The studio's
that'd
haunted
be
now.
great.
The
That would be
studio's
great.
haunted.
It's just so, one, it's so easy to make stuff up. It's so easy to embellish. There's never any, semblance of evidence. But I like a good ghost story. I'll be honest.
Well, and I understand why you thought I was the one that moved the Ouija board thing, because I've done shit like that in the past. And, I would turn off all the lights in the basement in our house, and my friend would be coming down and like, Jill, where are you? I can't see anything. And then I would there was a piano in the basement, by the way, which I used by playing really heavy bass notes, like, dum, boom, boom.
But your friends could figure out that you're doing that, right?
Jill, what are you? And then I'd be like, I'm not doing that.
You guys, I'm not doing it.
I don't know what that is. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, my personal, how much time do we have?
I don't know. Probably not a lot. We should probably move to our next section, which is interneting. I don't know what we're going to internet. Probably going to figure out what that Berenstein Bear problem is.
No, I've got an idea.
Oh, what's that?
I just want to look up YouTube videos of proof of ghosts, and I want to say that's
you
stupid
don't.
and bullshit.
No, you don't, because you will come out of it a believer.
I will not.
Because I've done it. I've been down that rabbit hole, bitch.
But
I've been down it, and I cowered into a corner.
I am not afraid to confront whatever supposed evidence there is. I do not feel that my non-belief in ghosts will be all that challenged by YouTube videos.
Actually, a lot of the videos are just people with night vision going, "Oh, what was that?
I
Did
know,
you hear
right?
that? Oh, what was that? Did you hear that?"
Yeah.
No,
So,
I agree with you. there's a little bit of bullshit.
Yes, but I mean, I'm willing to, like, I am willing to see what people have to offer in terms of evidence for these supernatural beings.
Well, that's what we're going to do for interneting. We're going to show Sandy inevitable proof of ghosts.
Incontrovertible, perhaps. Proof? Not inevitable, because that doesn't make...
Inevitable?
Controvertible.
What? Yeah, we're going to do that.
We're going to do that.
We'll be back.
Hey, Jill, I have a question for you.
Oh, do tell.
Did you know that you can follow this podcast, Crudimentary Questions, on social media?
Wow!
I know, it's so exciting.
Tell me where I can find it.
You can find this podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Tweet me.
And the handle is Crudimentary Qs.
Wow!
On all of them.
And Q is short for questions?
Q is short for questions.
Unbelievable!
Whoever thought that up is a real genius.
That was me.
Follow us, guys. Let's get back to the show.
Woo!
Found a great video.
Oh, I'm excited.
It's called Ghost, caught on camera at school in Cork, Ireland.
Oh, man.
Let me tell you this. I've been to Ireland. That shit is haunted.
All right.
It's so haunted.
Show
We
me that.
stayed in a city called Ballahooly, and there is a book, literal book, published called The Ghost of Ballahooly.
You should see her body language right now. She's doing the, like, what you got, like, hand signal.
I just dropped a theoretical mic.
She dropped him. She just, like, dropped a mic. I just gotta tell you, Jill, that is not evidence. Like, there are also,
Published work.
well, God, if it's published, if somebody published it,
Yeah.
well, then it's definitely true.
True.
I mean, it's not like, Rush Limbaugh ever published a book. Or it's not like, I don't know, like any of the creation people, like people who say that the world was created in 6 days.
Are you trying to tell me that Harry Potter is not real?
I am.
No.
I know you've been to the wizarding world and everything, and you have the wand, but...
They hide everything from us muggles. They hide everything. They're really good at it. All right, so you're going to need to watch this. Since this is a visual situation, Sandy is going to describe what is happening verbatim. It is a 4 minute and 52 seconds is like a 5-minute video.
Okay, well, if I think it's boring, then I'll just...
It's probably going to be like, because it looks like a security camera.
Okay.
It's going to be a lot of nothing happening.
I would like to see it.
Okay.
If it's nothing, I'm just gonna, like, talk about other shit.
Okay. I'd never seen this video, so I'm going to get an account of what's happening from Sandy right now.
Okay. Oh, do I have to do it's a clicky button. Okay, so there is, it's a black and white video, and there's, it's like a hallway, and, like a school hallway, and what looked like a bunch of, like, lockers, but they were, like, small and square instead of long and rectangular, like in the United States. This is in Cork, Ireland, so I'm assuming, and one of the lockers just randomly starts, rocking back and forth. And now there's a person, like, describing it, I suppose. So there's this cabinet locker thing rocking back and forth, and it appears that there's no one. Oh, and so then one of the lockers just opens up out of nowhere, and, like, stuff starts kind of flying out of it.
Oh my god.
And I'm not listening with the sound on. There's a wet floor sign. Was that there before?
Yes.
There was a wet floor sign, and I guess it just flies out of, it just goes flying, like, kind of out of the camera. We're, like, scrolling through all the footage of, like, there's, like, some just talking head person describing it, but the sound is off, so. And that, maybe this is... Okay, this is another shot.
No.
Oh, these look like file... Okay, I think that might have been it.
That's it.
Alright, so, no, well, and then don't take it away from me. I want to see...
Okay.
Look, I want to, like, see if I can identify... One, I'm not listening to this, so I don't know about evidence, but, like, all of this is stuff that could be faked.
Yeah, that's the problem with finding a YouTube video is even if it's real, the plausibility that it's not real is still there. There's CGI, really easy.
Yeah.
Even just tying a string to something to make it move.
Yeah, I'm not sorry. I'm gonna hand the laptop back to you.
Okay.
Yeah, like so. I like even just the there's a wet floor sign that like goes flying, and all you would need is string to to make that happen. I mean, all you would need is if those lockers were significantly lighter than they appear, all you would need is string to make them rock back and forth. Also, they did appear to be pushed just slightly away from the wall, which means there could be a person behind it doing that.
I have to say something too, though.
Sure.
The probability of catching a ghost on film is very small, considering that we don't always record things that go bump in the night.
Yeah, but here's the thing. There is about 10 years ago, everybody started having a camera and a video recorder on their person at all times.
And there's video of ghosts, but it's not believable.
Yeah,
so there's the problem. It's a catch-22. It's you film a ghost because your security camera caught it, but no one believes it because it can be easily faked.
No, that is the problem, is because it's always something like security footage. Why is there not an iPhone video of one of these things happening?
Maybe they sense it. Maybe they're afraid of it.
They sense that we have smartphones.
All right, I found a Yahoo thing that's really funny.
Okay.
Ghost! Exclamation point 18 times and then a question mark.
Oh.
And this is
how do you phrase that? Ghost!
Ghost!
You just only do the up right at the end. It's just like ghost.
Ghost?
Yeah.
Ghost! Are they real or made up? The best answer, voted best answer.
Sure. By the
The
wise people of the internet.
Ghosts are certainly real.
Oh. Well, I'm convinced.
However, the jury is still out on whether or not what we think of as ghosts are actually the spirits of the dead, or if there's something else. Heck, there's even evidence to support the idea that ghosts might be nothing more than an expression of psychic phenomena.
I don't think this person knows what they're talking about.
I really like it.
Okay, I'm like, what do they mean? Sorry, I'm just like, what do they mean by psychic phenomena? I think they're just using words they've heard before, and they think to make them sound smart. Like, yeah, sure, it could be hallucinating. Is that what they mean by psychic phenomena?
Well, they have a whole thing, but I'm skimming it right now because could be a psychotic person.
Oh
Hold
my
on.
god, I can't believe we get these long rambling answers on Yahoo.
All right, I'm gonna look up another because this person is a little insane.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah.
Insane is fun.
Okay. Oh no, that's not good at all. I think that for the most part, ghosts are nice to believe in.
I don't. Why?
Because
you like you
it's
do
all
like
about
the idea.
the afterlife.
Yeah, you like the idea of the afterlife. But that's such a shitty afterlife. Like, you live your whole life here and then you just stay around. But you like.
Yeah, and there's a lot of movies that describe the rules of that situation. Can you touch stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Can you have sex with stuff?
With stuff.
Or people.
Yeah.
In Ghost Dad.
Starring Bill Cosby.
Starring that guy.
That guy.
That we don't.
Who shall not be named.
Feel bad about thinking about that now. Because, like, what would the actual Ghost Dad do? He would probably drug someone.
Well, he doesn't. Yeah, I'm not sure Ghost Dad would need to. But you know what I was thinking? The question of whether or not they can touch stuff. I mean, it essentially comes down to, can they manipulate items or objects? Which most of the time, I think if you really thought of, if movie depictions are at all accurate, which they're not, yes, they can, because ghosts are always throwing stuff across rooms, right? They're always turning on and off lights. They're always messing with electronics, or hurting people. So what if, and hear me out, there was a ghost person who like really wanted to use a dildo? So what would that be like? Would you just walk into your bedroom and your dildo is just like hanging in midair but going up and down?
Oh. Or yeah, maybe it's
Or like on the bed, like it's horizontal to the bed, just like in and out, like just moving back and forth.
I don't know what would happen if I was asleep and all of a sudden my vibrator had sneaked up under the covers and was, trying to penetrate.
Yeah.
I think I would be a little put off guard.
Well, sure.
I would be put off guard.
Yeah.
And then I would also be kind of into it.
Yeah, a little into it. You're like, who's this?
I would be like,
Who's
oh,
this?
what's happening?
Yeah, is this somebody else?
Who is
Yeah,
controlling
yeah.
this? I would most likely think my husband, who is laying next to me, would be. But then at the same time, why is he bringing this into our situation?
Yeah, this is new. This is a
new.
new experience.
I'm not game.
Yeah, but like it's nice to ask. But you know what I'm talking about? Like if
it was just floating towards you, you're like watching.
No, it was just like so you
Parks and Recs, and it's just a floating dildo. Like, hey.
Or like you're just watching Parks and Rec, and your dildo just like the drawer opens, and your dildo just like pops out, and then like moves, and then
afternoon delight.
Yeah,
baby.
and then it just starts like obviously like getting used, but in the middle, in midair because the ghost is invisible.
Okay, do you think that in that situation a ghost is trying to turn you on, or do you think it's trying to turn another ghost on?
Oh, I mean, it completely depends on the ghost and the relationship the ghost has with the ghost, the relationship the ghost has with you. If you have a consensual sexual relationship with the ghost...
I think that two ghosts can have sex with each other however they want.
I would be sad if they couldn't.
I mean, yeah, that would be upsetting.
Because it's like
can ghosts feel each other? Is I guess my question.
I would hope so, because eternity without fucking is no, thank you. It's one of the reasons like I so firmly reject the concept of like heaven, is because it was always described to me as like an endless worship service, and I was like, you don't have sex there. You don't have sex in the worship service.
Do angels have sex?
No. Not my understanding of theology. My
Do demons have sex?
If
I'm
anybody has sex, it's the demons.
I'm pretty sure they do, and it's very painful, right? Typically.
This is none of this is addressed, at least in the Christian Bible.
They don't talk about sex after you're dead.
No, they do not, and they do not talk about sex between the Well, because demons are just fallen angels. So demons actually are angels too. They're just angels that work for Satan. But they are the same like type of being.
Okay. This is perfect. I don't know why I have this up, but I have a internet question that says, can a ghost have sex with a live human? And someone says, not ghosts, they are demons, devils, some called succubi or incubus.
Yes, that is also a thing.
Incubus come to females at night to have intercourse and to drain life energy. Same thing for succubi, though they appear as beautiful women in a man's dream in order for them to gain life, energy, and sperm. Okay, so wait a minute. The band Incubus is about a demon sexual thing?
Yes,
I had no idea.
You did not know that?
I didn't know that.
That was like the big story at like my middle school.
Oh, I did not realize that. I told my parents Incubus is like one of my favorite bands. They had no idea what it meant.
I mean, I wouldn't say it was like super duper common knowledge, but like it got. I mean, I went to a really small little Christian school, and it got around.
Ooh, this other person's answer is right up your alley, Sandy. Yes. Ghosts can have sex with human beings. The Genesis account reveals that sons of God, disobedient angels, had materialized as humans, married women, and produced offspring. Oh, the offspring known as Nephilim were men of extraordinary size and fame. Under the influence of their demon fathers, they became violent bullies. When the floodwaters rose and covered the earth, these wicked bullies perished. But the demons apparently dematerialized and returned to the spirit realm.
Yeah, the Bible is full of shit.
The Bible makes clear that since then, these rebel angels have exerted a strong influence on humans. Their leader, Satan, is called the original manslayer. Hence the violence that takes place on. Oh God!
It just gets better and better.
This is okay. He goes on to talk about demons and Satan, and now I'm really scared.
See, yeah, why? So all of that's just complete nonsense. And hence why another reason why I wouldn't believe in ghosts is because it also does tie into like a belief in the afterlife or oh great what.
This other person. Oh. Ghosts are as real as gods, devils, angels, vampires, zombies, Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, the Yeti, aliens from space arriving here on UFOs, and unselfish Republicans. Wow.
So they're saying it's not real.
It is growing up time for you now. Put ghosts away with Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy.
Well, I agree,
Wow.
Jill.
Wow.
I mean, you don't believe in the Tooth
There
Fairy,
was
right?
so much in that though, and I wanted to be like, no, I believe in the Loch Ness Monster.
I see. That's the one. That's the thing that I wish was real.
You
I
do?
wish oh God, I wish there was like some ancient
Dinosaur
dinosaur just swimming around the ocean because it's
that
so
hides in
big.
an oceanic cave. Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
Nessie does.
That would be great.
I believe.
I would love that if the Loch Ness Monster was real.
I also believe in aliens. We will have an episode about aliens.
Sure. Is there another ghost question?
There are plenty. I think that okay. Do ghosts have sex or ever masturbate?
God, I love this. They're all about that.
I know they kill, right? Or make you kill yourself? But do they kiss each other? Or do they brush their teeth? Or floss? Or go skating? Or cook? Answer, thanks, love you. God, I love this person.
Yeah, this is a.
I really
I kind of want to be friends.
want to be friends. Like, how do I friend them? Yeah, so what do you think about that, Sandy? How would you answer that? Do they have sex or...
Again, they're not real. But I would, like I said, like, I would hope that if they were real, that they could have sex or masturbate or something. Like, I wouldn't want to live through eternity without that option.
Or maybe they don't need it. Maybe they're just floating.
I guess that's possible. I can't imagine a world in which I did not need sexual contact.
Yeah, but you're kind of an animal, right?
Well, I mean, ghosts are...
Not animals.
Well, they're former human souls, I suppose.
Does
You're
your
right, you know
soul
what?
need sex or does your body need sex? Because when you're shed of your body, you no longer need your body. Like, you don't need to, like, brush your teeth. They talk about brushing your
I don't
teeth
think
and-
you
Like,
obviously
ghosts
can't
don't
poop
need to
or,
eat
yeah.
or poop or, and I think that goes along with they don't need sex either.
Yeah, maybe, but, like, I guess this could get into a whole thing of whether or not souls exist, which I don't really think so. But is it part of, like, because if you're a very sexual person, that's, like, part of who you are. That's part of your personality. And a ghost is essentially, like, the personality of the dead person just come back.
I think that it's possible that you keep your personality, but it's also possible that you lose your bodily needs.
Yeah, no. I
Like using the toilet. Like, you would never hear of a ghost being like, "Oh shit, I really want to haunt you right now, but I kind of have to piss, like,
I gotta
really
piss
bad.
so bad.
Like, I really have to pee right now."
I had this whole plan.
I had this whole thing planned out.
I was gonna, like, drop some plates.
I was gonna shake some chains and shit. Like, I had this whole thing, but I gotta go pee in your toilet. Is it okay if you use your toilet?
Like,
You would never hear that.
I don't need toilet paper. I mean, it's like, what if they have the urge to pee but nothing actually comes out? So, but they still have to do it. They still
Or
have to
maybe
go
it's
to
that,
the toilet.
or
and,
maybe
like,
it's that spectral ooze that comes out. You
oh,
know,
like in
that,
Ghostbusters?
Ghostbusters
Yeah.
shit. You know.
Yeah, that's possible.
What is that shit called? I forgot.
I feel like spectral ooze is a
Spectral ooze, yeah.
is a perfectly good description of it. I would
Yeah.
love that if like ghosts are like really planning on haunting, but they just have obligations. They've got like ghost taxes or something to pay.
Oh no! Don't say that.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything more horrible
Than,
to
like-
bring to the ghost life.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, I feel if I were a ghost
Mhm.
and I didn't have to worry about eating
Yeah.
or using the bathroom
Or like picking up clothes,
or,
probably.
or fucking
Yeah.
or hygiene,
Yeah.
and I just got to, you know, I don't even know if they sleep.
I-
What do they do? They haunt.
They haunt, and it sounds very boring, but like that maybe they experience time differently than us. So like there's not a whole day where they're like conscious. They just kind of go in and out of like our world. So when they show up, they're like, oh god, look, it's a light switch.
Ooh. Oh, I need to flip this over and over
Yeah.
again.
Or you call them like they're sort of like asleep. They're just like
Rest
or just
in
not
peace.
not conscious, and then you summon them. Like
And then they're
with a
pissed.
Yeah, with a seance, and
Because
then
they
they're
got
like,
waken up.
what the fuck? Why are you asking me this
So that's-
bullshit? Like, can you help me?
Like, why do I have to explain my life story to you?
Yeah.
I don't even know you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe maybe they like it. I bet there's some that it's just, like Edward Ghost is like he was feeling kind of, he's asleep and then he gets summoned by a Ouija board person and he's just like, holy shit, it's my time to shine.
I feel like, okay, my version of being a ghost is how I feel when I'm being hugged.
Oh.
You know, like it's
Yeah.
kind of comforting.
Yeah.
It's that kind of peace of being hugged.
Yeah.
And I'm I'm a very anxious person typically. So when I'm being hugged, it's like a thunder shirt.
Yeah.
You know, for
Oh, for a
dogs that
doggy,
are
yeah.
afraid of like lights. Hugging is a thunder shirt for me.
Yeah.
And so for me, if I were a ghost, I think instead of feeling bored or unfulfilled or whatever, I would feel more like, I'm being thunder shirted right now by
Like-
the universe.
Okay, just in general, not just when you were being.
I'm being hugged by something. I would feel a peace.
Yeah, I would just say like
a hug
it's so
thing.
interesting to me that you're like all your ideas are very nice and like comforting and sweet.
Yeah.
But like almost every portrayal of ghosts is like terrifying and
Yeah.
vicious and
Totally.
like and dangerous.
Yeah.
Like where did you get this notion that they're like
From Disney, probably.
what Disney ghost movies are there?
Well, there aren't, but there are a lot of parents who die.
Okay. Oh, that's right.
Bambi's mom is being hugged eternally. Okay? Let's just agree on that.
Okay.
No, I mean, I guess it's kind of an afterlife experience idea that I have because the heaven that we're thought to believe
Yeah.
or brought up to believe seems very boring, like you said.
But yeah, what if it's just like
What if it's just you're being hugged forever and you love it?
You know what thought I had? The last time we did shrooms. I know you didn't do them with us. You were there.
I was there. I was monitoring.
Yeah, you were one of the sober guides.
I was the shaman.
Yeah, you're a little our coloring shaman. But so we were me and some friends were tripping on the shrooms, and I got to like the very good like place where everything was just beautiful.
It's 'cause
and
I gave you that
funny.
blanket.
You didn't give me the blanket. I found the blanket.
You found the blanket?
Yeah, I mean it was my blanket. Let's not talk. I became obsessed with a blanket this particular time I was on shrooms, and it became like my comfort blanket. But I also got to a very happy, peaceful place where everything was beautiful, and I was just like kind of overwhelmed with love. And I thought, what if this is what heaven's like?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't think that there are negative feelings in the afterlife, or if you were came back as a ghost. I don't think there would. The negative feelings that sometimes ghosts have might be is to kill things, maybe, but.
But yeah, so I think you are conflating like just a general idea of like a pleasant afterlife with ghosts.
Or maybe they want to try and get a message out, like, hey, I'm actually buried here. Could you find my bones and put them somewhere safe?
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
or like you got the wrong killer, or that
Yeah,
person
the
didn't
killer's
kill
still
me.
out there. He's still killing people. Like, I
Yeah.
would like to save those people.
Mhm.
Could you listen to me? And oh, you're not going to listen to me? Okay, well, I will make you melt in front of the mirror then if you're not going to listen.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I mean, there's plenty of thoughts about why ghosts would communicate or interact with us at all.
Right.
But I'm just saying, like, I think what you seem to be imagining is some kind of idea of heaven, and less the idea that there are spirits that can interact with us and communicate with us.
Well, I like the idea of a kind of heaven, a weird kind of heaven interacting with
Okay.
the corporeal
so
world.
like you can go back and forth.
Sure.
There's like you have a heaven house.
You go back to your house, you check the mail. and
Check your ghost mail.
You check your ghost mail, and
You
you're
get
like,
some ghost spam.
gosh, I need to
You get some ghost junk mail.
unsubscribe to this newspaper that I've
I need to unsubscribe
apparently.
to the ghost newspaper,
God, I really
the
don't
Ghost
care.
Gazette,
I really don't care what's happening
the
in this neighborhood.
weekly Ghost
All
Gazette.
right, well, we're gonna lead to the next section, which is
We are gonna call one of our dude friends
yeah,
and ask him about ghosts.
yeah, we're gonna do that. We'll be back.
Ask a guy. We need a man's opinion, so we'll ask a guy.
Hello?
Hello, Carlos. Welcome to Crudimentary Questions.
Hey, Carlos.
Hello?
We have a weird topic to ask you about.
Lay it on me.
All right. So, do you personally have any experience with ghosts?
With ghosts?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I couldn't tell if it was ghosts or goats.
Okay, now I want both
No,
stories.
Yeah, seriously. If you have a weird, I mean, you're from North Carolina. If you have a weird experience with goats,
Yes.
yeah, that you're gonna say that afterwards. But first, it's ghosts, the paranormal,
Entity.
the phenomenon.
Correct.
What are we classifying as weird?
Well, do you have an experience that you would call your personal ghost story?
Correct.
I have been around ghosts before. I haven't, what's it called? Brought them to life, used incantations to make them appear. But others have, and I have felt their presence.
One, you can't bring ghosts to life. They're dead.
Well, I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Like, make them appear.
Make them appear, yes.
What's it called when you get them to do that?
A seance?
Where you have like a seance?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you call them, but there's a word for it. I can't think of it right now. I'll get to you later on that one.
I mean, I think incantation is not a bad word to describe that. So
Invoke, maybe?
invoke, that's good.
Invoke a ghost.
That's what yes, thank you. Yeah, I've never invoked the spirits, but I have been privy to see and then being invoked.
Okay, so tell us about that.
We were at a after theater party, and at this person's house, they had said there were numerous ghost appearances that had happened. So the hostess of the party, she decided to do some incantations, a little seance, if you will, some black magic.
Sounds like my kind of party.
And there was definitely a presence that appeared. There was some flashing of the lights, which was the whole house, not just the room we were in. So it wasn't just like somebody flicking the switch. It was the entire house.
Oh my gosh.
No storm, no nothing that would have caused it naturally. And then
no,
there was also
no person in the basement hitting the breaker back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
It was a very large party, but this was pre-cell phone era, so it would have been very difficult to coordinate the timeline of the incantation to
But not
the
impossible.
flickering.
but not
Not
impossible.
impossible.
Sandy is a
But difficult.
skeptic of ghosts. I'm a believer.
That's okay.
I'm a Fox Mulder. She's a Scully right now. I mean, what can you say?
We're both hot is the point. Yeah.
We're all waiting with bated breath to see you get together.
The sexual tension is palpable.
It's overflowing. My cup is overflow.
Gross.
So, I mean, did you believe what you saw? I mean, did you feel like, oh, like this is an actual ghostly presence in front of me?
I don't know if it was a placebo effect of everyone else feeling the same way, but I did feel something kind of pass through.
Okay, Carlos, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
How many drugs were you on?
That was only drinking
Okay.
at the time. Just
Okay.
drinking at that party.
How drunk were you?
Not very. I was still able to perform.
Sexually?
Well, the theater show was over. This was the after party. So yes.
Perform
the
sexually.
answer is yes. You could both do theater and sex.
And so,
Well, the show happened. We went to the party. I drank and then performed later. Yes.
Yes.
and so was this ghost? Did it have a story of any kind? I mean, I guess y'all didn't do the Ouija board necessarily to find out.
We didn't go that far in depth. It was only invoked, and once its presence was made known, we kind of left it alone after that.
Oh my gosh! See, I told you, Sandy, ghosts are real, and maybe they haven't fucked with you because you don't believe in them.
Ghosts have, well, if ghosts were real, they have fucked with me. I have experiences that could be chalked up to the supernatural. I just don't believe. I believe there's got to be an explanation that's other than the supernatural for all of the ghost experiences that I've had.
Fair enough.
On an unrelated note concerning ghosts, I do remember one of the sexiest scenes in a movie growing up, which made me uncomfortable watching it with my parents, was in Ghostbusters. There's a dream sequence where Dan Aykroyd's character, I believe, gets fellatioed by a ghost.
Oh, yes, I remember that.
And we did talk about ghost fucking.
Well, we talked about ghost rape. And I don't know if you would constitute that. Was Dan Aykroyd? Did he allow the ghost to do this, or was it?
Was this a consensual ghost fellatio?
Completely enjoyed it.
That's actually not the question. Was it consensual? Like, did he
There were
know?
good times highball, and he appeared to not give any type of resistance.
He was not objecting to
As I
the
recall.
ghost fellatio. Okay.
No,
All right.
he was surprised at first because obviously you can't see what's going on. You can
Yeah.
kind of feel it.
Yeah.
And then he kind of had a resigned look on his face to what was happening.
Okay, sorry. I have one more question for you. Because you're a married man, if you woke up in the middle of the night and you were receiving ghost fellatio, would you consider it cheating to let it continue?
You are live right now. BTW.
That is a very good question. If I would consider it cheating.
I mean, I don't think it is because, I mean, they're not. It's basically, it's got to be some sort of.
There's no physical form, and so I think it's very similar to having a fantasy about.
Oh, right.
someone.
Yeah, no, actually, thank you, Jill, because you just clarified it for me. I think it's like having a wet dream.
In other words, I have a ghost
Yes.
partner that I have not told my husband about.
It's very similar, I would say, to like having a dream about having
Yeah.
relations with
look,
somebody
I-
else. Is
I
that
ha-
cheating?
I
Can you
have-
control your id?
I have dream sex all the time with all sorts of people.
I think
So-
that's fine.
Yeah, and that's not, I don't choose it for the most part. So,
I have a more important question for you, Carlos. You are familiar with the movie Ghost. Am I correct on that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you recall the scene where Patrick Swayze's character goes into and possesses Whoopi Goldberg's character
spoiler alert.
and then proceeds to have a kind of embracing makeout sesh with Demi Moore's character? Does anyone realize what that would... Because they show it in, like, Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore.
Okay, Jill, are you asking if anybody has considered the fact that Whoopi Goldberg doesn't have a dick?
Well, no, they didn't have sex, but like I'm just saying, on the outward appearance, it'd be Whoopi Goldberg and Demi Moore making out. And why didn't they show that version of it?
Oh, they didn't. See, I've never seen the movie Ghost, so I actually don't know about that. But
Carlos, why do you think that they didn't show that? The lesbian
First off,
stuff.
who wouldn't want to get in Whoopi?
I know.
I mean,
Who wouldn't want to make Whoopi with Whoopi, right?
yeah, I think about it every night.
And then secondly, I'm guessing that maybe once inside of Whoopi, he was able to use kind of the same moves on Demi, and her with the eyes closed maybe was able to work past that it was her and could believe that it was him.
Sure. I mean, I guess she'd have to get past it because it definitely was Whoopi Goldberg's body and not Patrick Swayze's body.
Okay, so if you were getting ghost fellatio in the middle of the night, would you imagine your wife? Say yes. Oh my God, you have to say yes.
If I was getting goat fellatio, I'd imagine my wife.
Carlos,
Way to bring it around.
Yeah, seriously. Also, what's your goat story?
He got fellatio from a goat once?
Gosh, I think it was middle school. My dad owned a goat because it helped with the garden. Apparently, it would eat the weeds out of the garden. And so the fact that I remember was that you could dominate a goat by pushing its head down, like grabbing it by the horns and just pushing the head down. So what I would do on countless evenings would go out there and kind of fight the goat.
What was the goat's name, or did it have a name?
Yeah, I don't think it had a name. It was just goat.
You didn't even name the
goat?
goat? That is, man, you really dominated that goat. You're like, your goat.
You got to understand, my dad, coming from a family in Mexico, the animals, they didn't have names. They weren't really part of the family. They were work, like tools, basically.
Slaves.
Like they either provided a service or they provided food.
Yeah, I gotcha.
If you named it, then it would be a lot harder to eat it later.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I think we have traversed this topic quite well.
Thank you for adding to the ghost conversation, Carlos. I appreciate it.
We appreciate it very, very much.
Anytime.
Also, side note, sorry that we made your house haunted not too long ago.
Well, it was a while ago, but the whole seance, not the house you're in right now, but the previous one, we had, sorry about the seance.
Yeah, sorry about that. I think
we're good.
We did talk about that earlier in the episode, so we didn't want to bring it up again. But we want to apologize to you and your wife Debbie for bringing the ghost entity into your house.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Well,
about
it doesn't terrorize me. It's only Debbie that it gets, so I'm good.
You're fine.
You're fine. Okay, great. Well, all right. Well, till next time, we'll see you.
Sounds good.
Bye, Carlos.
Bye, Carlos.
Bye.
That's our episode, guys. Thank you so much for listening to us talk about ghosts.
And goats.
And goats as well.
And fellatio.
And ghost fellatio.
And goat fellatio?
We got a little bit into that. Yeah, so thank you, Carlos, for discussing that with us.
And letting us haunt your house.
Yes. If any listener would like us to come to your house and get it haunted for you, we are available for a reasonable market price.
We're professional haunters.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right, come back and listen to us next week. Woo!